The risk of nuclear war has crept up from unexpected direction.
Pakistan is on high alert and will use its nuclear arsenal if there is a direct threat to our existence.
A serious escalation between two arch enemies possessing nuclear weapons. India and Pakistan are on the brink of war.
The resumption of war, the renewal of conflict between Pakistan and India is in the focus of all major media for the obvious reason that India and Pakistan are nuclear states.
What triggered the current escalation at the borders? What are the nuclear capabilities of these two countries? About this and more, coming up in the arsenal. Mortal enemies from birth. The armed conflict between India and Pakistan of varying degrees of intensity has been ongoing since they gained independence in 1947. The main reason for the hostility is the dispute over the ownership of the Kashmir region. Officially, it is not fixed by a border agreement and therefore is not part of either India or Pakistan. By the time of the collapse of the colonial state formation of British India, the majority of the local population were Muslims, while the political elite were Indians. As a result of the war from 1947 to 1949, India gained control over approximately two-thirds of the region's territory. The remaining part went to Pakistan. Although in the year 1947, Muslims undeniably predominated in the region of Kashmir, and it is clearly evident that geographically, culturally, and economically, it is undeniably close to the region of Punjab, the political changes as a result of various factors undeniably led to the division of Kashmir. Pakistan received a territory that, although populated by Muslims, was sparsely populated and economically underdeveloped. Large Muslim groups found themselves on territory controlled by India. From 1947 to the beginning of the 21st century, there were three major wars between Pakistan and India, as well as dozens of provocations, local border conflicts, and mutual shelling. As a result of the bloodiest, the Third Indo-Pakistani War of 1971, when New Delhi intervened in the internal civil war in East Pakistan, Islamabad suffered a heavy defeat. East Pakistan separated and gained independence. Today we know this country as Bangladesh. A few years after the end of the Third War, specifically in 1974, India secretly conducted its first successful nuclear weapon tests. The nuclear trump card in the hands of its neighbor reduced Pakistan's activity and aggressiveness, but only temporarily, until Islamabad itself acquired this formidable weapon. In 1998, Pakistan acquired the much-desired nuclear club. If India ever builds a nuclear bomb, we will eat grass and leaves. We will starve to obtain the bomb ourselves, highlighting the determination and sacrifices involved in the pursuit of such a significant and impactful decision. We have no other choice. The trigger for the current escalation between the two nuclear states was April 22nd. Terrorists armed with firearms attacked tourists in the Indian-controlled part of Kashmir. As a result of the brutal shooting, 27 people were killed and dozens were injured. A little-known group called the Resistance Front claimed responsibility for the attack, declaring its goal to be the separation of Kashmir from India. According to Indian officials and intelligence services, the group's roots trace back to Pakistan.
This was further complicated by the political aspect that during this period, the Vice President of the United States, but Vance was on a 4-day visit to India. So therefore, it is evident that it is abundantly clear that India, during this visit, most likely we can assume could not show weakness in any way, shape, or form towards Pakistan.
In the days following the terrorist attack, both states began actively deploying armed forces to the borders. The countries mutually announced the cancellation of visas and the expulsion of all citizens of the enemy state, and skirmishes erupted along the border. But the most serious blow for Pakistan was India's withdrawal from the Indus Waters Treaty of 1960. By breaking the treaty on the use of the river system's waters, the Indian side closed all the sluices, while the river is a vital source of water for millions of Pakistanis.
Any attempt to stop or divert the flow of water belonging to Pakistan, according to the Indus Waters Treaty, will be considered an act of war. Do you want war? Start it. Pakistan is ready. Thank you, Modi. You have united our nation.
Both countries have not signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Moreover, the so-called father of Pakistan's nuclear weapons, national hero Abdullah Khan, who died in 2021, was named by Western intelligence agencies as one of the most dangerous people in the world. It was the Pakistani scientist who transferred nuclear bomb-making technology to North Korea, Iran, and Libya. In 2004, under pressure from the international community, Khan was arrested. An outrageous case, but after a public apology from the person responsible for the proliferation of nuclear weapons, the president pardoned him, explaining that Khan is a symbol of national pride.
He significantly helped us acquire nuclear deterrence that effectively safeguarded our country. The grateful nation will never forget his contributions.
According to estimates by independent nuclear experts in 2023, India and Pakistan together had more than 300 nuclear warheads, 170 for Pakistan against 164 for India. In 2019, researchers from the Council on Strategic Risk calculated the consequences of a potential nuclear war between New Delhi and Islamabad. The entire world would feel the impact, and both states could simply disappear from the map of the Earth.
Estimates indicate that approximately between 50 and 125 million people could potentially die in the immediate conflict. The global surface temperature could significantly decrease by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius, and precipitation could reduce by 15 to 30%. The effect will spread worldwide, but it will vary by region, with net primary productivity decreasing by 15 to 30% on land and by 5 to 15% in the oceans, threatening mass starvation and additional collateral deaths globally.
But not only nuclear weapons, both countries, keeping an eye on the enemy, are actively investing in the development, modernization, and expansion of their armed forces. In terms of numbers, India ranks second in the world with 1,406,000 soldiers, while Pakistan ranks sixth with 650,000 military personnel. In terms of high-tech and modern weaponry, both countries are focused on procurement. Both New Delhi and Islamabad cooperate with the USA. However, the main supplier of weapons such as air defense systems, missiles, and fighter jets for Pakistan is China, while for India, it is Russia. And yet, despite the seriousness of the statements and actions of both Pakistan and India, experts believe that it should not escalate into a full-scale war. The international community will not allow a conflict between two nuclear states.
Indeed, India and Pakistan are two nuclear states, and consequently, the level of global threat potential and the onset of nuclear war in the world becomes significantly higher. Therefore, the focus and attention of all major global media outlets may shift precisely to the possibility of this conflict escalating and finding solutions to it. I think the parties will reach some sort of, let's say, will compromise, but there might be a short period of escalation before that.
That's all for now. Don't forget to leave comments about which types of weapons you'd like to learn more about. Like this video and, of course, subscribe to our Arsenal channel. The link is in the description below the video.